Hello and welcome back to Nat Scopes. I hope you're having a wonderful day and I hope you're going to enjoy this very quick layout for you today. And right up front, I'm going to tell you I lost a heap of footage. I don't know what I've done, but you will get an end result and see some pictures. If you are new here, welcome. I do lots of creating with close to my heart products and I enjoy sharing those creations with you guys. If you are coming back for a second, third, fourth, fifth visit, whatever it may be, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content here, guys, please remember to help me out by hitting the like button or the subscribe button or both, and that does help the channel continue to grow. I'm going to start today by pulling out a heap of papers. Now, I'm not using a collection today. I am going through a lot of the collections from the core catalogue, some of the bulk papers I have, and I'm pulling out colours that I like. Now, I have had up on that screen a picture of the inspiration I have. Now, this was a page that was in a calendar kit from last year, I think it is, and I had the kit at home and somebody bought it from my stock, but I keep remembering that I was drawn and wanted to do this layout. Every time I looked at this layout, I went, I want to do that. So today I set out to recreate that, but to do it in different colors. So as much as I love the teal in that, the photo I had in mind to use for this layout was the one that's sitting there on the left of my boy. Now, I'm inserting thinking music because right here I had to think about how am I going to cut this. And when push come to shove, I'm much happier doing something digital than what I am doing something with a trimmer. So I sat down, had a good hard think about it, and then went to my Adobe Illustrator to create a cut file. I did take some time and effort to figure this one out, and it took a while to get the dimensions all right. Now, it's not perfect by any means, but I did eventually get there. Once I had that organized and I knew it was all right, I then went and imported that into my Cricut design space and I cut all the little triangles. That this made it all perfect. I know if I'd done that with the trimmer, there would have been a little gap here, there or somewhere, or it would have taken me forever. Now, it's taken me forever to cut the file, but to make the file, sorry, but I now have that file and can reuse that anytime and for my customers. So I'm a step ahead next time. The next thing that I had to recreate was that splattery color wash that was down the right hand side of the layout. So I go in here and I've picked my colors blue, red and orange, which match the papers that I'd already chosen earlier. And I come in and spray, and I try to do this with a brush. Then I think, oh, I'll do it with plastic, and I put a big splatter there, and then I did some more spraying, and you know what, I just took that sheet away and started again. Truth be told, I started again. So coming in for the second time, I knew straight away I wanted to use that plastic bag and splatter on that way. So I'm getting a little bit wet there, and I wanted to go from a dark blue down to a lighter blue and then bring in the red. I used that piece that I had scrapped before, and I'm going to just wipe up some of that ink on that one, and then I can use that for another project. I'll create a background for something else with that piece. I'm going to spray the red now, and to be honest, I'm sitting here, I had girls in my workshop when I did this, and I went, oh my god, it looks like I've just bled all over my page. And I tried to go back in and get that a bit darker and kind of take away that look of blood stain and that somebody had a murder in my workshop there. Eventually I do get it dark enough, and once I have heat set this, or not heat set it, but used the heat gun to dry the paper, it did look much better. But I did have to go back in a couple of times and add a little bit of red over the top. I've added the orange there, and again, in all honesty, when I finished this layout and looked at it, I went, I do not know why I put blue at the top and red in the middle when my colors started with red at the top and then went blue and orange. And I think I really probably should have had the blue in the middle. Leave a comment somewhere, let me know whether you think that I completely stuffed that up or what. After I had dried this paper is quite buckled. I didn't use watercolor paper, and I would recommend if somebody goes back in to recreate this that they use watercolor paper. It would stand up to the treatment much better than what this one did. Now, these are all the pieces that were cut on the Cricut, and I'm bringing them in and I'm trying to match up where everything goes. Now, this should be pretty easy because I you know, cut them in the order that I wanted them in, and the pieces should go exactly where they are. But me being me, another tiny little stuff up is I cut two of the one piece and missing that middle piece. So I have to head off there. I'm heading back to Cricut there on the computer with the mouse, and I'm going to set that piece up again and recut it. And when we come back, it's going to make sense because it actually fits. So that was a bit of a curveball, but we got there. And then all I need to do is pop them down. Now I'm about to stick this down and I get it and I look, and you'll see me pause in a second. I'll go, I think I needed to blend the edges of this with black. So I do go in and I pause for a few seconds because I don't know whether it should have kept it clean. Now I would love to make another one of these and compare them and see if I like the edges blended or whether I like it crisp. And I think the answer would be that I actually would prefer it crisp. The colors would meld a little bit more. With the shading, I think it's not as crisp as it could be. So let me know again in the comments below, do you think it would make a difference if I didn't blend, and would it have been better? I'd love to know what you think. And I may go back and create one just with the out that blending on the edge. So it's going to take me a moment to do this. Now, shortly after I've done this, that's where we lose some footage, guys. So I actually had a retreat this week, the weekend that I created this layout. I had 4 or 5 girls in over the weekend. We had 3 days. They went home each night, so it was like a mini retreat. But they left all their stuff set up and they could come and go as they wanted and scrapbook for 3 days before I go back to work full time and have to do some extra work. But so I had the girls in here. I reckon I went off and had a coffee or something, paused the recording and didn't restart it. Whatever happened, I lost it. So we will skip forward after a while, and that's just life, guys. But I love this layout. I love how it come together, and I wanted to share how I recreated this so that you guys you know, might be able to do it at home. Now, I don't know if this file that I have made I can transfer, but I'll sure give it a go and see if I can share it. If I can, I'll be more than happy to share the file. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but if people out there want to use it to cut some papers, I'm more than happy for people to do that. I go in now and I'm looking at the photo, and I think straight away I'm going to mount that in blue, and I put it down and have a little look at it, and it just doesn't quite work for me. So you're going to see me then go back out and I bring in a white piece of paper and I'm going to mount that on the white, and that makes it look so much more crisper. It makes it look brighter, it's more defined, it stands out, and that is exactly what I wanted. So I go ahead and I'm going to stick that down. Now we'll bring in a piece of foam tape and pop behind that photo, which will make it stand up a little bit and give it just a smidge of dimension, which I like to do. Thank you guys for everyone that has been following along with my different series that have been happening. I really appreciate it, and I am enjoying sharing with those with you guys. Here we go. And in a moment, you're going to fast forward to present me and the finish page. So this is where it ended up, and sorry for the big skip forward, but I obviously paused this as I was making it to go and have tea or do something with one of the other girls that were in the cottage, and I didn't hit unpause. So this is where the layout ended. There was a little boy that had headphones and a computer in the last core catalogue, and I used him and a dog from the goat set that was a stamp of the month, and I thought that worked really well because it's all about a dog and my son. And I stamped in the great mates and added a few embellishments. So this was quite a quick and easy layout. It didn't pose too many problems. It probably took me way too long to actually embellishment in real life, but I just put a few arrows around. I liked this little banner that said happy. I thought that was perfect for them and really represented the two of them together. And then like just the little arrows could kind of draw your way around this page and pop them in that sort of triangle that I have there. And that was the layout done. So this was a really nice, quick, easy layout that came about from the inspiration from that kit, as I said earlier. And I love how it worked out, but I love even more that I now have that template that I can go back, and if I want to do this in a flowery things to put a girl photo on, I can, or travel for a travel layout, I can reuse that template. It took a little while to make, but it is so versatile now, and I know that we'll definitely be doing this in a workshop in the future. So that was really exciting. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this very quick layout today. I do apologize that there was so much of the footage missing from it, but I hope you like the finished one. Leave a comment below what you think and whether you think it's worth making templates like that to create a layout, or would you just cut it by hand? I'd love to know about that. Think about hitting the like, the subscribe, all that kind of stuff. It does help the channel. I am so very grateful for those that do that on a regular basis, and I am looking forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.